The dreamer awoke inside his own dream, and in that dream he discovered depth. The deeper he went, the more beauty he found, until he realized he was lost within it, enchanted by every curve, every wave, every transformation. From the first dimension came polarity, a line of two extremes. From the second came the patterns, the designs, the crossings, the foundations. And in the third, those patterns bend, folding into height, width, and depth. The cross of time and space emerges here, weaving together the imagined and the experienced, the eternal and the momentary. This is the dimension we all know, for it is the one we live, breathe, and touch. But the third is not what it seems. The word imagine comes from imago, a portrait, a figure within limits. Everything you see here is such a figure, a construct, a sensory translation of something far more subtle. The white you see is not white, but a blend of countless photons, frequencies, and vibrations interpreted by your mind. The world you touch, the objects you claim are real, are not things in themselves. They are illusions completed by your brain. And yet, this illusion is no mistake. The third dimension is the playground where illusions are meant to be lived. It is where the architect walks through the house they once designed, where the writer reads the story they once imagined, where the traveler embarks on the journey they once planned. The shift from the second to the third is like turning a sock inside out. The flat lines and patterns of the second dimension are bent, curved, and given depth, and in that bending they become bodies, landscapes, and realities. The pulsations of a 2D plan transform into the living texture of a 3D world, without ever ceasing to be what they were before. Here, distortion becomes beauty. A distorted sound becomes music. A distorted wave of light becomes color. A distorted form becomes reality. Depth allows the mind to immerse itself in what it has created, exploring every facet and layer. The deeper you go, the more you transform, until you turn yourself inside out, and the inner becomes the outer, revealing a new dimension. This is why the third is the miracle of the other dimensions. It is the fruit of the tree, the moment where the infinite becomes finite, where the unconditional becomes conditional, where love becomes personal, limited, bonded. Here, the divine dream is made into something you can hold, touch, and feel. Reality itself comes from the Latin res, thing. In this bending of patterns, lines become objects and thought becomes matter. And so the universe, in an act of love and play, turns its own ideas into things. For the soul, arriving here for the first time is an act of immense joy. To live in a world of sensation is to do something unthinkable, to live the dream. From a cosmic perspective, the third dimension is one of the most extraordinary realms that can exist, for nowhere else can you experience, feel, learn, and create in quite the same way. But many, in their search for higher realms, reject the third. They dream of the fifth dimension as if it were a place to escape to. They forget that dimensions are not separate worlds. They are like the walls of the same house. You do not reach another by tearing one down. You reach it by exploring the depth of the one you are in. The higher dimensions are already within the third, hidden in plain sight, waiting for you to live them here and now. To honor the third dimension is to accept responsibility for what you have created. It is to explore every corner of your dream, the sweet visions and the nightmares alike, and to learn from them all. It is to embrace the limited love of this realm as a teacher, showing you how to use your creative power wisely. The third is the school of the cosmic mind. It is where the universe plays with itself, learning through your senses, growing through your experiences. It is where you discover the art of daydreaming while awake, where you live knowing that life is a dream and dreams are dreams. The invitation of the third dimension is simple. Dive deep, play fully, live with enthusiasm, for in doing so, you will one day turn the sock inside out and find that every other dimension was here all along, hidden in the depth of the dream.